Talofa. My name is Jacqui, and it's my pleasure and privilege actually to do a little presentation on NCEA. Last couple of weeks we did the NCEA Level 1. So today the focus is more on our Level 2 and our Level 3. So that's Year 12 or sixth form or seventh form for those that back in my days. So welcome. Just to recap, NCEA is the National Certificate of Education Achievement. That's been around for almost 20 years, and it's been a really good process for our students to achieve academic success through it. So today, like I said, it's about informing our families, our communities about what NCEA is and the requirements that are needed for NCEA Level 2. Level 2, like I said, is Year 12, and Level 3 is the Year 13 students. So our students would need to, in order to get Level 2, they also need to be able to have their Level 1 or some credits in Level 1. Sometimes students don't tend to get Level 1, but when they get to Level 2, they can get their Level 1 and Level 2 all at the same year, provided they've got the right support and so on. So for Level 2, how many credits do you need to achieve your NCEA Level 2? You actually need 60 credits. So it is still the 80, but in this particular case, you need 60. The other 20 are actually borrowed from or given from your Level 1. So therefore, you only need 60 because we can just get the 60 credits, the 20 credits from your Level 1 or above. Now, where do those credits come from? They come from your subjects that your child might be in, whether it could be maths, hospitality, history, engineering, statistics, geography, art. Any of those subjects should be allocated a certain amount of credits. And sometimes at Year 12, students could actually be given the opportunity to earn as many as 110 credits, depending on the subjects they pick, that they take. So the 60 credits for sure definitely comes from your child's, from what subjects they are taking. So please, it is really important to have a Talanoa with your child about what subjects they have and how many credits. So by now, they all should have been entered into the NCEA system and into their own school system, or their entries for all the assessments should be already entered. So therefore, parents should be able to give, students should be able to give their parents an idea of what they're studying and how many credits each subject is offering at this point. So please do ask your child what subjects they're in and how many credits are they offering. It would be really good too if you can get them to go and go to their school and ask for a printout of all their NCEA entries. Okay, your child can ask that if they don't want to, or if you keep 2 weeks down the line you're still waiting for them, ring the school or go in yourself and ask for your child's NCEA entries for this year, or even NCEA latest. But any of those would be really, really good. Entries is really good because that tells you what they've been entered for and their subjects and so on. Okay. The idea is that for Level 2, for any of our subjects, especially Level 2 and Level 3, is to encourage our children to achieve at least 14 credits or more in each of the subjects they're being offered. So for most students, they're doing 6 subjects. So 6 subjects, the idea is that for all of them to get as many credits as possible. If they have been offered 110 credits all up in their 6 subjects, when you add all the credits up, and if by any chance it comes to 110 credits, we need to encourage our children that they need to try their absolute best to achieve or 110 credits. Don't just get to 60 credits and then say, oh, I've got my level 2. No, you've got the minimum, that's all. But you've got another 50 credits that have been offered to you. So therefore, it's really, really important that you do your best and you encourage, as a student and parents, to encourage their children to push forward and get as many credits as they're possible. Please just don't stop at 60 because that is the bare minimum. It could be the difference between you getting a job, 60 credits, or someone else who went and got 110 credits. Okay, so please make sure that that happens. And the magic number would be 14 in each subject. If you can get 20 out of 20, amen. That's really good. And you should be proud of yourself, but push forward and try and get as many as you possibly can. In level 2, so we know that you need 60 credits because the other 20 is coming from level 1, and all up that's 80 credits. You will also need your literacy and numeracy. Now, if you have your level 1 numeracy, then you're all good. You're all good. You don't need to worry about it. But that doesn't mean you can stop giving up maths. You can still do maths. For example, at my school, it is compulsory for our students to do maths at year 11 and year 12, and then year 13 is optional. And maths is really good. We do maths all the time in our everyday life. When you're baking a cake, that's maths and so on. Working around your school timetable, that's maths in itself. So you don't need it. Once you get your level 1 maths, then you're all sweet with the numeracy. Now, literacy. You're okay if you have your level 1 literacy too, but there's also level 2 literacy, which is really important. It is more important if you are wanting to go to university or to further tertiary studies. For example, if you want to go to Auckland University, you're going to need your level 2 literacy. Okay, and level 2 literacy consists of 5 reading and 5 writing. Okay, 5 reading and 5 writing. So that could come from English. Okay, however, English is not the only subject that could give you literacy. Auckland University requires UE. So this is what you call UE literacy. Otago would need it, AUT would need it. Doesn't matter which university you go to, a lot of them will require your UE literacy, okay, which is only 10 credits, 5 reading, 5 writing. Unless you're at Auckland University, who really tries to be difficult and wants 17 UE credits. Okay, but like I said, you can get that not only from English. There are some subjects that you can get those from. For example, you can get it from geography, you can get it from history. There's a couple of options or assessments in biochemistry and physics that do offer. There's some in dance, some in drama, and none in art. But that doesn't mean arts is less important too. So you just got to remember that 5 reading credits and 5 writing credits. So this is what they would require for you to get your level 2 literacy, and which then translate into your UE literacy, okay, which I will cover when we get to year 13 or the level 3 certificate. What contributes to NCEA? So it doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter whether it's achievement standard or unit standards, but it is good to go through. When you have the printout of your child's NCEA entries, it is nice to go through it and see which are unit standards and which are achievement standards. Unit standards sometimes is an open book assessment, or some people, it's not as difficult as the achievement standards. If you wanted to go university, then it's achievement standard that you should be doing. If you think, I'm hoping that by now, I know this is our 5th week into school, I'm hoping by now every student should know what type of assessment they're being entered in, whether it's unit standard or achievement standard. Unfortunately for universities, you can't get your UE if you are doing, or UE literacy, if you are doing unit standards. Only the English ESOL ones can offer you your UE literacy. So please, since English is our second language, you do qualify. Go and talk to your English teacher about the unit standards to get your UE literacy. And those are really nice because they're scaffolded in a way that is easy for people to attain, and it's a lot more there's a lot more time given to it, because it's scaffolded in a way that it's achievable, and so on. I just want to reiterate that when you receive your child's NCEA latest or NCEA entries, you should also be able to look into those and see which ones are internals and which ones are externals. I've already covered it with the level 1 NCEA. So the internals, okay, this is the thing with NCEA. It gives you the opportunity to achieve within class, but then it also gives you the opportunity to be examined or to sit an exam at the end of the year. So in your NCEA entries, every assessment that your child is entered to should already be allocated whether it's an internal. That means that you're doing it in class. Okay, you do it throughout the year and in class, and that those assessments are marked by your teachers. Whereas externals, okay, those are what you have to prepare for, and they're done at the end of the year. So they're the end of year exams, and it's not marked by your teachers. It is also not. It's not assessed by your teachers, but it's actually assessed by NCEA. So there are external people that come from outside, and they'll be the ones that would come in and supervise you when you're doing the exam. So please look into it, what assessments that you have to do that are internal, and the ones that are being assessed at the end of the year, which is our externals. Okay. The other thing, I'm just looking at my notes. If you keep seeing me, and I apologize looking down. NCEA Level 1, 2, and 3 endorsement. Now, to get an endorsement, which is another qualification, which is really highly sought after too, to pass your Level 1, 2, and 3 is fantastic. It's really, really good. And all those achievements should be celebrated and so on. Now, if you get an endorsement, that's even better. Because what that tells us is that every little bit of work that you have done, okay, every little bit of work you have done, you have pushed yourself, you have persevered, and you have challenged yourself to get the best mark possible. That means that if you get an endorsement, an excellent endorsement means that you must have 50 excellence credits to get an excellent endorsement. And excellence, which is an E, okay, is a good thing, families, is a good thing. E is for excellence, okay, which is the top mark. And that means that your child has achieved 50 of those assessments with excellence. That means that it's an A++, okay, that they have done really, really well, okay. But they need 50 credits for an excellent endorsement. To get a merit endorsement, okay, you must have 50 merit excellence, 50 merit credits, not excellence, 50 merit credits, okay? So 50 for excellence endorsement and 50 merits for merit endorsement. Now, if your child has 25 excellence and 25 merit credits, okay, what happens is that they are entitled and they have achieved a merit endorsement. Okay, they have achieved a merit endorsement because the 25 excellence credits can actually count down to their merits. Okay, but unfortunately, merits can't count up towards, so that 25 can't be counted as excellence credits. But however, excellence credits can count down to a merit. Okay, and those are really good qualifications or little achievements that we should be encouraging our students to do. And it could be the difference between someone that's lining up for a job or someone that just got the NCEA level 1 or 2 or 3, with someone that also got NCEA level 1, 2, and 3, but this other person got it with marital excellence. Okay, so that could be a difference in getting a job or getting even a foot in the door in an interview and so on. So it's really, really important that we push ourselves. And those 110 credits that they may be offering you, don't go for the minimum. Okay, the minimum is 60, but you try and go for 110, and at the same time, believe in yourself, have some faith to get in there and actually push yourself to get the merits and excellence. Okay, nowadays, just a heads up, nowadays, scholarships, because the first year of university is now free, even the first year of apprenticeships or any trades and stuff are free. Okay, scholarships are hard to come by now. So a lot of universities are now offering scholarships to those that potentially are in merit and excellence. If you're excellence endorsed student, you have a higher chance of getting a scholarship. So keep that in mind. Now for level 3, so level 3 is the same thing as level 2. To get level 3 certificate, you will need your level 1 literacy, and you will need 60 credits at level 3. Okay, that is to get your level 3 certificate. 60 credits at level 60 level 3 credits. You will need your literacy from level 1 or level 2, that's fine. Okay, and your numeracy from level 1. Okay, so that's all you need for level 3. Now, if you are wanting to go to university, like I mentioned before, there are other requirements that you do need to meet. Okay, so for example, for university entrance, you will need to achieve, there's 3 things that you must consider. And this comes back to subjects, picking the right subjects. Okay, picking the right subjects that will lead you to that pathway. For example, if you want to be a lawyer, then you must be doing university approved subjects. Now, university approved subjects are subjects like history, geography, art, statistics, physics, any of the sciences, and so on. All those are approved university subjects. So if you are doing more than 3, then you automatically become a UE candidate. Okay, so it means that you're now in the line. You're now in line for your UE. So people often don't realize, but your university entrance is also a qualification. And whether you're wanting to go to university or you want to go be a plumber or get into the trades, that's okay. But if you're in line for it, do your best, get it, because that's another qualification. Because you never know, life works in a mysterious way. That you might want to go into a year into your apprenticeship, you might decide that you actually might want to go to university, and already you've got this paperwork to prove that you have every right to be there. Okay, so for university entrance or UE, you will need, okay, the minimum of 60 level 3 credits. Minimum of 60 level 3 credits, okay. 2, that literacy I was talking about, the UE literacy that you should be getting at level 2, okay. If you don't have it in level 2, please do your best to get it at level 3, okay. So the UE literacy, which is 5 reading, 5 writing, okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, you will need to take the minimum of 3 university approved subjects. The minimum of 3 university approved subjects. And in those 3 university subjects, you must achieve more than 14 credits in each of those 3 subjects. Okay, not 14 in all 3, but for example, if you're doing art is 1, history is 1, English is 1. Okay, if those are your 3 university approved subjects, then you must have 14 or more English credits, 14 or more art credits, or 14 or more history or whatever other subject which I've just forgotten credits in that subject too. So you must have 14 plus, 14 plus, 14 plus, and a minimum of 3 university approved subjects. If you have all 3 of those, the 14 plus, and you have your UE literacy and you have more than 60 level 3 credits, you have gained your university entrance qualification. Okay, so and that's another biggie, which you should be proud of, and every student should be aiming towards that. Okay, and if you're not in that position, it's not the end of the world. My encouragement for you would be that do your level 3, get your level 3 certificate, and get as close as you can to your UE Lit. Okay, some apprenticeships will want you to carry on with English to have a really good literacy, good comprehension, and so on. So do keep in mind and always check up on the career path that you want to go to and what are the requirements, so that it makes your whole journey a lot smoother and so on. Just a few things that I think it's really important to remind our students even more, but also for parents, you should know, but more important for the student, is that NCEA is really, it's there for us to utilize and use and capitalize it as much as we can. So when our kids are sick and they have an assessment due, they need to make sure that they hand in whatever they have done. Some of our kids would say, "Oh, Miss, I can't hand in my assessment." And for me, that's a no-no. Hand in what you have, even if you are sick, because I guarantee you that assessment was given 4 weeks ago. Okay, it's better to hand in something than nothing at all, because if you hand in something, there's a possibility that the teacher might say to you, "Okay, you're doing good, good, good here. This is just something for you to work on." So please, if you are sick, if you're feeling sick closer to the day of the assessment, just heads up, get in touch with your teacher and talk to them about possibly getting an extension. But whatever it is, you need to have that communication with your families, your teachers, and so on. Don't leave it to the last minute. And that's where our students often fail, is because they leave things to the last minute and also ask for help in the last minute. Okay? And if you need an extension, please find the courage to talk to your teacher, not on the day your assessments are due, but prior to the day that it's due, and so on. Another thing that I just want to point out too is that cheating is a serious offence. Students get stripped off credits or removed off assessments. They get taken off their entries and stuff if people are cheating. Okay, and cheating by cheating in exams, but also copying someone else's work. Okay, it's all right if you work with, you study and work with someone, with a friend of yours, but you've got to make sure that the work that you hand in is in your own words and it's your own work. Okay, please, yeah, I've seen too many students over the years where they lose credits, and those credits are so crucial to them getting their NCEA level 1, 2, or 3. So please keep in mind, do your own work. Okay, you work hard, you get the treats later on, but make sure that it's your own work and your own words. Don't copy off anybody else. Because in the years that I've been teaching, I know whether that work that's handed in, whether it's that student's work. Okay, so we can pick up whether that student's work, whether that work that's been handed in actually that student or someone else's work. Okay, so make sure we do that. Google sharing with our students. A lot of schools with lockdown and stuff are all working on Google Classroom or whatever system schools are working on. Don't share your work, because little do you know, if you're sharing your work with your friends, someone else could be copying that and handing in the same work. And if you two sets of work are handed in that are exactly the same, and you had no idea that your friend had copied your work, unfortunately, you also will be penalized. Okay? You'll be penalized and potentially stripped off your credits and that assessment. So please be careful with what you do. Don't share your work with other people. You can help them, because that's just what we do. but make sure you don't share your work, because you have no idea whether that person's going to hand in your work rather than their own. And therefore, at the end of the day, unfortunately, you will get punished for it too by losing those credits. One last thing that's really, really important is plagiarism for our senior students, especially those that are studying NCEA. Now, plagiarism is pretty much someone stealing other people's work. Okay, plagiarism is copying work from the internet. So often students will cut and paste. They find information all over the internet, and then they'll put it together and hand it in as their own work. Okay, that's plagiarism. What you are doing is you are stealing other people's work and making it your own. Okay, it's not on. It's not good. You don't want people to do that. You don't want to be penalized, because unfortunately you will be penalized for that. Your parents, depending on what your school policy is, parents will get caught in, you will get caught in, and you'll be in with a Talanoa with either the principal and so on, just going over what has happened to that assessment. And we don't want to go there. Okay, if you have difficulty understanding that, okay, therefore then you shouldn't be copying it down. Talk to your teacher to try for them to try and explain it in a way that you could understand. Okay, there's no use. It's not worth the energy and the time. Okay, for people to cut and paste things off the internet or books or type it out. Changing a couple of words, that you're still plagiarizing, because the majority of the work is someone else's work. Okay, that person has worked hard to put that stuff together. Therefore, you have no right to go and take their work and make it your own, because it's not your own. Okay, so, and you could get into massive trouble for that, and that will bring shame upon you and your family, and we don't want that. Okay, so like I said, if you're sick, talk to your teachers. Communications is really, really important. Don't share your work, okay, and don't plagiarize. Okay, don't copy other people's work and make it your own, and so on. So I think I've talked enough, but just to recap, for level 2, you need 60 level 2 credits to pass. You also need your literacy, which is really good, and that's 5 reading, 5 writing, and that's actually your UE literacy. For level 3, for level 3 certificate, you need 60 level 3 credits, okay, to pass level 3. And if you're wanting to go to university and so on, you need minimum of 60 level 3 credits. You will need your UE literacy, which you can get at level 2, which is 5 reading, 5 writing, and then you'll need minimum of 14 credits in 3 university approved subjects. Okay, 14, 14, 14, and then once you have that, you have your UE. What we're going to keep in mind, parents, is really important. Going to university is equally as important for for students that are wanting to get into the trades. There is so much need out there for people to be qualified in their trades. And when I'm talking trades, I'm talking about being a plumber, being an electrician, being a chef, being a builder, and so on. There's so many of our kids that work well with their hands, and they love that kind of work. So for them to be able to go into the trades, it's just as important for as those that want to go into university, and we should be supporting that and celebrating that too, because our kids do some amazing stuff academically in the universities, but they equally do amazing stuff out there in the trades world and so on. In a few weeks, hopefully we're at level 1. I'll be able to bring some students from Waitakere College to talk about the trades that they're into, that we offer at our school, but to talk about their own experiences and and why this particular trade and so on. Other than that, I think there's been enough time to talk. But if you have any questions, I will stay on for another couple of minutes. But if you have any questions, please ask away, and we'll take it from there. Don't all be too shy to ask. Thank you. You can type some questions down there if you would like. If not, I'm happy to get some questions later on and then fire back with some answers later on. Whakawhetailahi, Lassie. I still need to learn a lot of the tūvano, but thank you for the opportunity. Whakawhetailawa.